Hi everyone, in this video I am going to talk about MTSS forms and what the homeroom teacher needs to complete. So everyone should be familiar with this spreadsheet right here. This spreadsheet is where the math and ELA teachers put the new students that are going to go into Tier 2 as well as anybody that they want removed from Tier 2. So when a math or ELA teacher places a student on this spreadsheet, it is the homeroom teacher's responsibility to make sure an MTSS form gets linked in this column right here. Okay, so these were all done here from first semester. So you see all of these forms here are linked. They have been linked here by the homeroom teacher. Okay, so whenever we go through a cycle, again, the math and ELA teachers will put new students on here in green. The homeroom teacher should go through the list. Anybody that is theirs, they are attaching a form here. Now, it is important that you check both the math, Stride Skills Arcade tracking, as well as Mind Play. So you might not have any students in Stride Skills Arcade Math, but if you look over here in the Mind Play list, you might have some in Mind Play. You might also notice that you have students in both lists. You don't need to fill out two forms, just one form. Please link it in both spots. And we'll talk about where else we house those when you have students in both. So again, first thing is to check out this spreadsheet and see, do I have anybody from my homeroom on this list? If I do, it is my responsibility to get that form linked here, and I'm going to talk through the steps where else we're going to put that form. So what does the form look like? This form right here, hopefully you can see that, is the MTSS data collection form. I went ahead and highlighted in yellow all the parts that I really do need homeroom teachers to fill in. Do it to the best of your ability. This first beginning part should be pretty straightforward. You will be checking every single one of these boxes. Whether you think you do all of these things or not, you do as a homeroom teacher. So we do ask that you just put X's in all of these boxes. That is fine. Scroll down a little bit. Describe the reason for the concern. It would be very helpful if you could please write below basic and star reading. If you are filling this out for Mind Play, if they are below basic and star math, that would be Stride Skills Arcade. If they are below basic in both, please write both. That's all you need to put in that box. If the student does have an English second learner, you can fill this in. If they don't, please leave it blank. So please just do it if the student is flagged in Total View School. That's fine. The rest of this here, again, you can go ahead and leave this blank. We get down here to assessment data. It would be extremely helpful if you could please fill in the star data. So we are looking at, for any new students that are joining us, that would just be the MOI. That would be the winter column. Don't worry about the fall, as we are now just in the MOI category. So if you could please, over here, you can type star. Here, obviously, you can type the year. You can type their score. Don't worry about descriptor. I'm just looking for a score. It would be extremely helpful, and it will cut down on the time for ELA and math teachers in the end. If your student is in Stride Skills Math Arcade, please do the following. Or if they are in Mind Play, please do the following. Put in here what intervention do they have. Roughly, they're going to be with 20 people. Go ahead and put 20 in there. Instructional time is 20 minutes 4 times a week, and that remains the same for both Mind Play as well as Stride Skills Arcade. Progress monitoring, you can tell who is progress monitoring this student by the spreadsheet. So some of you, that's going to be yourselves. Others of you, please list the name. I'll go back to that spreadsheet in a second. This I am really, really wanting to happen. Please link right here the data tracking sheet. Again, I'm going to go back to that in a second. Please put the data tracking sheet link right here. And then you're done. That's it. And I'm going to show you where you upload that once again. So progress monitoring as well as the link to the data tracking sheet. Now let me show you right here. This is the data tracking sheet. This is what I want linked directly to that form. So every single one that you do is going to have the exact same link. That way when ELA and math go in to update those forms, it is a very, very quick. We can click on that link and all will be good. So again, this is the spreadsheet we're looking for to be linked there. If you're wondering about who is going to be tracking these students weekly, look right here. You can see the last name of the teacher. That is who will be tracking these students. So you feel free to just type those teachers in, and once a week. They are progress monitoring once a week, and here's the name of those teachers, as well as MindPlay. Let's go over to MindPlay. I'm not as familiar with this, but take a look. It says Victoria and Marianne here. If we scroll down, we have Janet and Amy. So please make sure you're putting the correct teacher in that blank. I am going to go back to the form for just 1 second, because if your student is in both Stride Skills Arcade Math as well as MindPlay, please just copy this table. This table right here where we're putting Stride Skills Arcade Math in, I would like to see one table for math and one table for MindPlay. Just copy and paste. That's all we're asking. Okay, so that's filling out the form. Now what do you do with the form once that form is filled out? So again, the number one thing I want you to do is link it right here. Okay, I really, really would like it linked right here for MindPlay, as well as right here for math. Again, if your student is in both, please link it in both places. If they are just in math, just link it on math. If they're just in MindPlay, just link it on MindPlay. There's one more spot though. So you are almost there. At this point, you are about 75% of the way through the process. You have the form filled out. You have linked it on this doc. Now we also have to link it in Total View School. So here we are in Total View School. Just go ahead and search for the student that you would like to load the form for. So I'm going to pick on Kiki here for a minute. So I know that Kiki is in Tier 2 Math Intervention, but let's pretend she's not, and I am going to add her for the first time. I would go ahead and click on New Note. I'm going to look for the template that says 2324 MTSS interventions. I know there have been a lot of us that have been choosing 2223. That is not the correct one that we need to be using. We have to be using the correct year so that when Stride does go in and pull this data, they're pulling under the right stuff. So you can go ahead and delete all of this. Just delete it. And then what I want you to put here is the link to the spreadsheet. Once again, the same link that, let me get back to that if I can. The link to this spreadsheet is what I want in that spot. That way, whenever we update this spreadsheet, Total View is also going to update. And that's the last step. So go back here to my Total View. I'm going to do that one more time. I'm going to go here. I'm going to select this note here, right there. I'm going to clear this out, and I'm going to go ahead and link that tracking doc. So again, that tracking doc is getting linked on the MTSS form itself. It is also getting linked here in Total View School. That is all the homeroom teacher has to do. Once the homeroom teacher has completed those steps, the homeroom teacher is done with that form. They will never have to revisit that form again. ELA and math will take it from there. We are extremely grateful and appreciate all of your help getting these forms into both Total View School as well as into SharePoint. So please make sure that they get both on the doc as well as in Total View School. And I think I failed to tell you one other spot now that I'm saying SharePoint. So please bear with me. I know I said you were almost done. I take it back. Okay? Sorry. One more spot. So I'm going into SharePoint right here. Teacher Resources, MTSS Communication. middle school, and I need the forms here as well. If they're in both, please put it here. If they're in math, please put it here. And if they're in reading, please put it here. So, I'm sorry. The form has to go both in Total View School as well as in SharePoint. Please, please, please. This semester, we had a lot of forms not make it into SharePoint. We had some forms make it into Total View and not make it into SharePoint. So it definitely is a process. We're looking for the form linked on the spreadsheet. We're looking for the form in Total View. We also need the form here in SharePoint. I hope I did not confuse anybody. Feel free to watch this video as much as you want. Of course, you can always ask me questions as well. Thanks for listening.